Hey all, welcome to Behind the Lens, in another episode where we take you behind the creators of VRChat. Today, I'm joined by Crow, or Crow the Android.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself to anyone who may not know you?
My name is Crow or Raven, the android. I do some VR chat skits, and I write just general skits for anything that I find funny.
Mm-hmm. No, perfect intro. Alright, I'm going to start off with the classic question, which is, why did you choose this world?
This is like the world that really got me into VR chat. I was in a very big Danganronpa-esque phase, and I really wanted to see if like murder mysteries or anything like that happened in VR chat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found this place, and people are hosting murder mysteries. It was fun.
Do you remember your first game?
I do actually. It was one of Insane's games.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was the scariest motherfucker, but I remember like being terrified
Mm-hmm.
of most of the people here, but I still had fun. It kept me coming back over and over again.
Well, you kind of answered one of my next question, which was how did you get into VRChat?
So, um, the way I got into VR chat, I was watching like all these other VR chat YouTubers like James Ski, some I don't can't remember all of them because it's been so long. But in my big Danganronpa, I was also in my big Danganronpa phase,
Mm-hmm.
for VR chat. So I was just curious to see if there was a Danganronpa community inside of VRChat, and maybe I could like make some friends there because I was kind of a lonely kid, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And well, here you are.
Here I am now.
Are you proud of how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, actually, I'm very very proud.
Well, I know eventually over the course of time, you started creation and streaming, but like, how did you get into it fully?
Well, back all the way in middle school, I used to stream all the time. But I stopped after a while. I didn't do any content of any kind because I was, a school student. I had other things I had to do, and then VR chat came around, and I remember Nuo was the one who originally started like it was Nuo and Insane who inspired me to start streaming and recording because Insane would do all this streaming stuff and it was fun to watch and I thought maybe I could do that. And then Nuo started uploading videos and stuff and I was thinking, you know what? It's been a while since I've uploaded anything to YouTube. I should do that.
And look at you now, part-time streamer, part-time video creator when you feel like it,
Part-time fucking I have way too much.
full-time funny girl, online comedian if you will.
Hopefully.
Of course, of course. But do you see yourself making videos again in the future? I know you've taken like a short break for like a couple months. Are you planning to bring that back, or what's the current situation with that?
It's almost been a year since I've uploaded anything to my channel. It's probably been a year, but I have had a video in the works for like a few months now, and if I get that released, it's probably gonna be like a monthly upload. That's like my current goal.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. I do want to get back into it. It's just busy schedule.
Yeah, with the work and bits. Do you want to talk about that project a little bit? I know there's probably various other projects you're currently working on.
It's just another one of my sketches that I do for my channel, like just a comedy sketch that I love uploading. I really do.
And I know recently you've started to be a part of the Writers Guild. You're one of the early members of the Writers Guild for Jar. Is it because you enjoy your acting side?
So, yeah, because of my how my channel was before, it was like a bunch of skits and stuff. I already knew how to write skits and stuff. So when I saw that I could add my own skit or sketch into Jar's world, I thought that would be one of the most fun things. I know how to like how acting and stuff works and how scripts work because I was in theater for a very very long time.
Yeah. And then you've kind of used that skills to develop your own skills, and then you've kind of found your own craft, if you will.
Yes, yes. It's been a long journey for that, but yes.
How many? You've only made one skit so far on the Writers Guild, correct? Do you?
Yes.
Do you plan to make any more so far, or if so, what kind of things are you thinking about making?
I've have like 2 or 3 ideas in my head, and I've wanted to like sit down and write them at some point. I think I'm gonna start either this month or next month. But yes, I have like a few ideas, and I think that you'll see them eventually. I'm not like gonna drop this at all. I love writing skits and seeing people enjoy what I write.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to give too much away because I like having my things being surprises.
Oh yeah, but do you want to talk about your current skit? I know it's relating to. I know we did it in a recent Converse event. We into a showed off your skit, which
You mean the one I released?
yeah, the one you've officially released into the atmosphere.
So that was just kind of me playing, testing the water, seeing what I could do with what I was given in the writer's like website. I just was like I saw how some skits were written, and I saw how like how people had fun with certain skits and other skits and all that, you know? So I was like I want people to have fun when they I want people to have the most amount of fun. And I try to really maximize on like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when I saw like what I could do, I was like really testing my limits. That's something I've always done, testing my limits to see how I can make people laugh.
Mm. I mean, I'm knowing how it went. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. Knowing how it went last week, well, I mean, it went well. You know, everyone had a blast, so you can't
Right.
complain. But going into a bit more personal of a question here, one of the questions I was asked was, where did the Raven slash Crow come from?
So when I was transitioning from my other name, I realized that it was a very masculine name, like one of the most common masculine names. So I was um it's funny because my real name also is a very common masculine name. So I realized I either need a more gender neutral name or a more female name, you know. So one of my friends, so I was like kind of brainstorming, and one of my online friends was like, you should try like Crow, because that's like a really cool name. And I was like, that is a good point. I like that name. So now it's either Crow or Raven because it's sticking with the gothic bird theme.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. And following on to that, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. This was another question I was asked. But what is your current plans for transitioning in the future?
Start estrogen, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't started, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I understand it's a very personal question, which is no one else's deal but yourself. So that's why I was prefacing it. Answer it to however degree you want. I'll take whatever you'll give. If nothing at all, perfectly fine. It's not my deal. It's not anyone else's deal. It's your personal terms which you're coming to and figuring out what's best for you.
Right.
Moving on to some of the more silly questions which I got from people. Describe me a step-by-step instruction on how you would make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay. So, okay. First off, you want to get the bread, all right? It doesn't matter what kind of bread, just as long as it's not like extremely dry bread, because you can't toast extremely dry bread well. It fucking burns. The next step, you want to get like whatever you think your favorite cheese is. I don't think it matters what cheese goes onto a grilled cheese sandwich. But you want to make sure that you also butter the bread, like the inside of the bread, and you want to put like a bit of layers of cheese on it. And if you want to get really freaky, like I'm talking like a freak, you're disgusting, and I respect that. Put pepperonis within it. Put pepperonis within the layers of cheese. Then you want to fucking slam that thing into the microwave for like a good solid maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Then you got a buttery, delicious grilled cheese sandwich with pepperonis on it maybe. And if you're a real fucking freak, you get ketchup right next to it, like as a side.
Well, there's your answer. Perfect grilled cheese sandwich. If you complain now, you're just doing it wrong. Simple as. It's fun. It's quite funny I found so far because a lot of the questions are kind of overlap. Some of them are murder mystery based. Others are like more how you which I'm going to is like how did you meet Noah?
Oh shit. How did I meet Noah? I
Yeah.
know it was from murder mystery, but I don't think I can actually recall the first time I met Nuo.
Mm.
I remember I think it was during a call, like a VC call in the insane asylum. But that's like the earliest I can think of. It was just like a hi, I'm Nuo, and it was like hi, I'm Raven, and that was it for a while. But I can't really remember how we became like good friends,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks.
I mean, to be fair, you can kind of get that from some people. You're like, oh, we just kind of became friends. So,
Right.
it's completely understandable. Another question which I have, which is a very spiteful Quest user. Will you ever not be bold for questies?
I'm in the works of a model right now,
Mm-hmm.
more in tune with my VTuber model. So
Mm-hmm. What
yes,
what
I
kind of
won't be bold for you questies.
what kind of style are you going for then?
Kind of something like this, like darker vibes with like I don't know, just like I it the clothes I've like picked out for it so far are like streetwear almost,
Mm-hmm.
but with more gothic tunes.
Yeah, I can kind of picture it.
Yeah.
And would you ever bring back the either Flashes of Red or the Kingdom Hearts into your avatars?
I don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it was on your avatars.
I you just the original person who made my avatars was insane, and
Yeah.
he's a big nut for Kingdom Hearts.
Mhm.
I know absolutely nothing about it.
That's
That
funny.
is all him.
That's funny as shit. Oh,
The
that's like.
flashes of red, though, yes, I'll bring back.
Are you plan to? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah.
no, because it's to the point where I find that you, Muffin, and Intuos have the same fucking color palette, which is funny as shit. But it's just neutral tones, and so I look at it, it's like,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I wanna kind of differentiate myself from that, cause like that's like their thing, you know. I don't want to like step on that, but
oh,
I definitely want to try to bring more reds and stuff.
I wouldn't call it stepping on people so much. It's more just similar styles and themes and color palettes. It's quite a common one if you think about it, really.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. What music genre do you relate to the most?
Do I relate to the most?
That's what I was asked.
Metal.
Metal. Makes sense, actually.
Metal. Yeah, I think that outside of like people who know me, I'm like kind of an intense person.
Mm.
However, like if you start to like listen or talk to me, I I sound kind of relatable and like yeah, I'm still kind of extreme, but I
Mm.
try to bring some good vibes.
Yeah. No,
Metal
I
doesn't usually do that though.
oh, no, because I know you've recently started hosting, and one of the first things you hosted was karaoke. How did you find that on your
Yes.
very first hosting?
Karaoke. I remember someone, I think Nuo mentioned the fact that people wanted karaoke, and seeing as I was a theater and choir kid, I thought that I would probably be one of the best hosts for
Mm.
that, because I know the stage well.
Yeah.
I know it very well.
How have you found? I know you've only done it a couple, what, months now? How have you found it hosting for Converse now? So fully breaking into it.
I've only I've only hosted one event, and the next event is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, but still.
But
In hindsight, presuming this will come out in probably about mid March, how do you feel now hosting two events?
how do I now feel hosting two events?
Yeah.
Well, the first one was fun.
Mm.
I loved the karaoke. I understand that some people had some complaints, but I will be mending that later on
Mm.
because it was my first event. Like, of course, I'm gonna have some fall through.
No, everyone
My
starts somewhere.
next event, my next event's a murder mystery. I have no clue how that's gonna turn out. It's either gonna be extremely funny for me but bad for the players, or vice versa.
No, no, okay. This is future. It's already happened, Crow. You know how did it go?
Oh, it went super.
Mm-hmm.
And if it didn't, it went horrible.
We'll,
Fuck you.
we'll edit it. We'll edit it. We'll cut out whichever one didn't happen. You know. All right. Let's. All right. All right. That's wonderful to hear. I'm so glad it went well for you. And shit, man, that sucks. I'm sorry it went so bad for you. But it's always time to improve. Things happen. All right, we've covered all grounds here. Can't complain. All right. what is your favorite game, just in general?
Game.
Yep.
Fuck. I have like 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
First one. This has been my favorite game since middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Undertale. It has shaped me so much as a person, based off of like how I act, how I do things, my fucking sexuality. I'm not gonna go further into that.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, no, almost everything about Undertale has shaped my life in a way that I don't think I would be who I am today. Anything close to who I am today if it wasn't for Undertale.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is Baldur's Gate 3. Amazing game. Absolutely heartfelt, just gut-wrenching, everything that you would want in a game. It is beautiful. I love Baldur's Gate.
No, I should definitely play it sometime. So we'll come. I'll definitely get
Yes.
into that. But on top of that, linking into Undertale specifically, I mean, first of all, is Baldur's Gate 3 Game of the Year?
Yes, 100 game of the fucking decade. Anyone who says that, okay, you know what? Not gonna get controversial.
Oh,
Not gonna get into that fucking drama.
no, we like controversy here.
Okay, it is 1,000% game of the year, game of the fucking decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one who says Baldur's Gate 3 is fucking like overrated understands the amount of complexity and heartfelt emotion that went into that fucking game. It is beautiful. It is genuinely a fucking masterpiece, and they're still working on it.
Here you have it. Baldur's Gate 3 fan number 1. Right here.
Hi.
The simple hi, considering what just happened like 2 seconds ago. Alright, VRChat.
Yes.
If you were to improve VRChat in any way, shape, or form, what would it be?
More menus, not menus. No, not more menus. More compatibility for people. Because I remember that some people needed a mod to like play the game because they were deaf or blind or whatnot. Not deaf. No, not blind. Deaf. They were deaf. There was like a subtitles mod.
Yep.
And because of the update, that has been completely gotten rid of, and I don't think VRChat's actually used that as a priority. So, if anything, I'd say that they need to have some more, like,
accessibility?
Player accessibility.
I mean, it seems about right, considering the time. I understand after the update of the AC update, they tried to add at least something back. I haven't really been following the VRChat updates too well recently, so hopefully in the near future they can add a lot more, because accessibility is a key thing for VRChat. Kind of makes what it is, if I'm pretty honest.
Yeah.
No, certainly. On top of that, this is linking back to the favorite game a little bit, but there was a specific request which I didn't mention, just in case you mentioned it, and I was gonna laugh at it, but you didn't. Which was except from Garden of Peak Peak.
Garden of Peak Peak.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Okay, I do want to talk about that.
All right, go for
Legitimately.
it. Mm-hmm.
If anyone who's watching, and this is also to you, Nebby, I've used Garden of Peak Peak as kind of inspiration, because if something like that can get popular enough, like people eat that shit up sometimes, if things like that can get popular, you can get there. You can fucking get there.
Life advice with Crow. Right here, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately. That is one of the things that like has inspired me to continue writing.
No, I mean, yeah. If a simple game like that can, I mean, would you call it simple? It is quite simple. Oh, it's Peak.
Bare bones.
Yeah, okay.
It's Peak. Bare bones.
It's refined and to the point. Exactly what you want from a game. Fast enough that you can complete it and refund the game. Don't do that. Do it. Don't do that. But yeah, so I completely follow why you're reasoning, why you're so passionate about it, in the sense of if shit like that can pop off, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Alright. this is gonna get probably quite personal to you. You'll be fine answering
Okay.
it, but this is always a personal question I ask for people. Who has or is inspiring you to do what you do?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It. I don't think they realize how much they've impacted my life,
Mm.
like legitimately. And it hurts to hear them say shit like that they're not doing enough. They're doing so much.
No. I,
I hope they realize that they've done so much for not just me but also a community of people.
mm. I mean, um, following on to that from a less as personal position as you, but still quite personal. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Shadow. I wouldn't have met herself if it wasn't for that. Because I remember the first. I didn't speak about it with Shadow per se, but I remember the first Converse event, which it wasn't even called Converse. It was called just the Nuance server. But I remember that first event and being there. I remember talking to you. I don't think we talked for too long. We talked briefly in the No Time to Talk. But I remember that
Yep.
conversation, or at least we had that conversation. I remember that's a funny girl. I appreciate them being around, you know. Um, and I think I wouldn't have had that per se if it wasn't for that. I know for you, it's a lot more emotional and kind of deep rooted into how it's affected you as a person and how you grow and develop, doing your
Yeah.
best and just kind of being
No,
happy with yourself.
I've been wanting to make content for a long time. I've been itching to make more content. It's just such a busy schedule, and it's not like
Mm,
I'm not making money off of my content yet.
neither.
You know, if
Yeah.
I could, I would be doing this shit full time. I don't care how much I'm making. I could be making fucking $10 a month to like 1,000. I would like make content for a living if I could.
Mm. I mean, I think the only thing I would say to you is go for it. You won't know unless you do it.
Yeah.
And I know, at least from a little more of a personal position, I took that week off streaming. Well, I needed to anyway because I wanted to rework on my branding and stuff. But that week off kind of shattered me. It was a good break. It was a needed break, but also at the same time, you kind of lose that spark, and then to reignite it can take a bit of time.
Yeah.
And
No.
mhm.
Don't do what I've done. All right. If you're wanting to make content, you make that damn content. I haven't made content in a year,
Mm,
and it has absolutely. Well, I mean, I've been streaming a lot more because we stream every Thursday.
exactly.
Uh, uh, Twitch.tv but and fuck.
I'm leaving that in. You've just fucked it up.
Twitch. Twitch.tv unbaited nebula.
Twitch.tv
Go follow him.
twitch.tv slash crow underscore the underscore android. Go follow her. Give her much
Yeah.
love. She needs it.
Because I have whenever I stop doing something, it's so hard for me to pick it up again because of how my brain works. I have ADHD, so
Mm.
whenever I think about doing something, it usually ends up being something else I do. My webcomic I haven't done in about like a month now, and I'm
Oh, have you
upset
not?
about that. I've been trying to pick it back up. No, I'm really upset.
Ah. Mm.
But basically, I'm trying to I'm picking things up like a little at a time. I might drop something to work on something else, and then vice versa. But
Mm.
I'm constantly working now, which is something that I can't really say I have been doing because at some point I've just been dropping shit left and right. It is so hard for me to like pick something up again because
Mm.
I'm lazy, and I that is the worst thing to be.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. You find when she drops something, it's like, oh, but what about this? What about this? Yeah. You get lost in that spiral, and it's kind of hard to get out of it. But I know you've been recently recording with Shadow, who we had on before, and maybe that's reigniting something in you to come back and be like, I enjoy this. And
Yep.
so,
No.
yeah, no, definitely. Another thing I'd like to add, which wasn't a question, but I feel like it's appropriate. How do you feel that you didn't actually, well, I kind of briefly mentioned it in conversation while talking, but um the last couple episodes, Noah, Shadow, I asked them this next question, which was, if you would suggest anyone for me to interview in the future, who would it be? Can be
Uh,
multiple people, can be just one person.
well, you did say like the two that were on the top of my head.
I've done them
If
both.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
person I would recommend would probably be insane because he's the reason. He hosted events beforehand, you know. He's
Hmm.
done all this type of stuff.
Hmm.
But he's the only person that I can think of off the top of my head that's like done anything VRC related.
Hmm. No, that's fair. I understand that completely. But I would have said no to if you said either of the other two because both of them said you.
All right.
When I interviewed Nua initially, and when I later on interviewed Shadow, I asked them the same question because it's a generic question I asked all people, and people can even suggest people they don't even know personally. They just they know of them, but they both were like Crow. So I was like, well, I kind
Wow.
of have to. So they value your importance. I can tell you that much for free.
That means a lot. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I've also been quite keen to like get this interview down scheduled because the last thing I wanted to do is like both these people who I care a lot for have said the person who I also care a lot for. It feels wrong not to do so.
Right.
But no, I was.
Well,
Hmm?
I'm sorry. I'm just
No, 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 no.
taken back a little bit.
It's completely understandable. I can see from your position how it would be. Just like, well, both these people, you know, immediately said you. So yeah, but you are much loved and appreciated as much as you are also a nerd.
Fuck you!
Fuck you right back. Fuck you. What's your name?
What's my name? I don't know.
Oh, oh, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, last question. Seeing as we
All
started
right.
with a question in this world, it feels fitting to end it in this world. Would you want to see murder mystery games back here sometime?
Back here. Maybe not in this exact map, just because this map's kind of not thing and it's heavily outdated.
Mm.
But in a map like Synced, I would love to see another murder
Mm.
mystery. It has been so damn long since I've seen a murder mystery game in the precinct map,
Yeah.
and I would appreciate seeing another one.
Isn't it PCVR though? I think that's what Converse struggles with. PCVR games.
Yeah, it is. It is PC VR.
Mm.
But if 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 it was Quest compatible,
Mm.
if it was, oh my goodness, I would be so stoked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Speaking of sync though, do you want to talk about the map synced? I know this is the old, one of the original murder mystery maps, and it's Christmasified because that was the last time it was updated. But a lot of murder mystery maps have a theme. What was synced's theme? Because I'm not particularly familiar with it.
It was a jail investigation thing. Basically, like
Mm-hmm.
uh, if if like a place where like a bunch of detectives or cops work.
I think we
You
have.
got the we got the like morning announcements area, which is like the debriefings area. You got
Mm-hmm.
all the work desks at the front entrance, the jails, the like programs and all that. It was a fun map. I liked it. It was a nice theme. It was a nice novel idea. The games there would always go decent.
Mm. No, because the second you said yeah, investigation kind of facility, I remembered I think we had a game there. Converse had a game about a year or so ago. I think it was by now. And It went well. It was a fun game. I remember we had like fucking goblin crypto coin and some other shit. Vague as a vague hazy memory in the back of my mind. So if anyone gets that reference, fucking God bless. But I'm also sorry. Because I think it was a Synapse collab at the time. But yeah, no, it would be fun. So
Miss it.
Elizabeth's game went crossover went. No, I'm kidding. Well, you'll see, But yeah, I will certainly look into Insane later down the line. I've got a couple people I think lined up currently, but Insane as a
Right.
person would be fun to host. Very energetic person in a sense, but
Yep.
I'll wait till he fixes his roof.
Yeah. No. Yeah. If the roof is fixed by this time, hi Ted.
Hi, welcome to hell. I'm sorry you've been brought back to this Christmas hell, but hey, Christmas hell.
Getting it's Christmas.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. However, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Crow, thank you for coming. I appreciate you stopping by. It means a lot. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. And have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.
Good night. See you in your dreams.
What?